Primero, bienvenidos a todos los amigos y una sesión hoy muy especial, pero no quiero hablar demasiado porque ya hay otras personas que van a hablar. Así que bienvenidos, muchas gracias. Thank you very much, Hira, to accept our invitation to attend this traditional event of Centro, and I hope you enjoy to share some moments with us. Okay, Lina, we will introduce our host today. So,
Bien.
Lina, por favor, tienes la palabra.
Bueno, muchas gracias, bienvenidos a este mes Fervida. Hoy contamos con la presencia de Carlos Villegas, quien estará a cargo pues, de la presentación de nuestra ponente. Él es el vicepresidente del Comité Colombiano Pierre de Coubertin y es magíster en estudios olímpicos, educación olímpica y organización de eventos olímpicos. Bienvenido, Carlos.
Muchas gracias, Lina. Gracias, Nelson. Bueno, damos la bienvenida también a dos nuevos presidentes que se acaban de unir, a Álvaro desde Perú y a Carlos Hernández desde México. Bueno, en este momento quiero pedirles a todos los participantes que por favor silencien sus micrófonos para que podamos iniciar. Les informo para aquellos que acaban de llegar y lo requieran. Contamos con el servicio de interpretación a cargo de María Fernanda Lara, quien nos apoya desde Montería, en Colombia. Como lo dijo Nelson, en la parte inferior derecha de sus pantallas encontrarán el símbolo de interpretación, que es como un globo, y quienes lo requieran seleccionan español como idioma para poder tener la presentación en español. Como también lo informó Nelson, esta sesión está siendo grabada y será alojada en la biblioteca virtual del CLEC con fines puramente académicos. Bien, entonces iniciemos. Muy buenos días, muy buenas tardes, muy buenas noches, donde quiera que se encuentren. Bienvenidos a esta sesión 15 del programa Mens Fervida, que hace parte de la celebración de la Semana Olímpica, que se inició este lunes con el Día Olímpico. Este evento es organizado por el Centro Latinoamericano de Estudios Coubertinianos a través de su Comisión de Educación. Hoy contamos con la grata presencia de una invitada muy especial, la doctora Hila Davidov, quien nos compartirá su ponencia titulada Inteligencia Artificial, Oportunidades y desafíos para la educación olímpica, conectando la tradición con la innovación. Bien, les informo, además, que después de la presentación tendremos una breve sesión de preguntas y respuestas, para lo cual les agradeceríamos que las formulen en lo posible a través del chat y, si les es posible, en inglés. Cerrada la sesión de preguntas y respuestas, procederemos a tomar la foto oficial del evento y terminaremos la sesión con una breve pero muy importante presentación a cargo de Nelson Todd, presidente del Comité Brasileño Pierre de Coubertin y vicepresidente del Comité Internacional. Antes de presentar a la doctora Davidov, quiero transmitirles un afectuoso saludo de parte de Daniel de la Cueva, quien es el representante del Comité Internacional Pierre de Coubertin en América Latina. Daniel se encuentra en este momento retornando de Europa y quizá nos esté siguiendo desde algún aeropuerto. Bien, sin más preámbulos, vamos con la presentación de Hila. Cristian, ahora sí, por favor, nos compartes. Gracias, Cristian. Bueno, Hila Davidov es doctora en Ciencias Sociales de la Universidad del Deporte en Colonia, Alemania. En su tesis de grado examinó el impacto del Programa de Educación en Valores Olímpicos, OVEP, en el desarrollo de habilidades personales en jóvenes. También es máster en estudios olímpicos. Actualmente es miembro del Comité Ejecutivo del Comité Internacional Pierre de Coubertin. Ha dedicado su carrera a promover los valores olímpicos y las habilidades para la vida a través del deporte. Hila participó en las delegaciones olímpicas de Israel en los Juegos Olímpicos de Atenas 2004, Beijing 2008, Londres 2012, Río 2016 y en los Juegos Europeos de Bakú en el 2015. También acompañó al equipo nacional de judo, contribuyendo a la conquista de 3 medallas olímpicas. La doctora Davidov en 2016 recibió el Premio Mundial del Comité Internacional para el Juego Limpio por su proyecto nacional de educación olímpica implementado en las escuelas. Gracias, Cristian. Podemos dejar de compartir. Dear Hila, it is a pleasure to welcome you. So much for accepting our invitation. We are truly honored to have you with us. And now, Hila, the floor is all yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Carlos. I will share my screen first. Now you should see my slide, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so for me, it's a good evening. I think in your place, it's like good afternoon or good noon. And if in your place is very cold, here is 35 Celsius. So you're more than welcome to come if you feel too cold there. I'm sorry that I don't know to speak Spanish or Portuguese, but we found the solution with the translation. So anyway, at the end of my lecture, which will be around 25 minutes, we shall have enough time for questions, and I will be very happy to answer anything you want to know more than what I say. So I'm really honored to serve as a board member of the International Pierre de Coubertin Committee. And I'd like to thank you, Carlos, for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to speak with you today about the intersection of artificial intelligence. And from now on, I will use the phrase AI because it's much shorter and easier. But AI is artificial intelligence and Olympic education. So today, we live in an era of rapid technological advancement where AI is reshaping multiple fields, including education. But what about Olympic education? President Thomas Bach is already the previous president of the IOC, President Thomas Bach recently said, we have to be leaders of change and not the object of change. And this call resonates deeply when we consider Olympic education. But how can we bridge Coubertin's rich educational legacy with the new opportunities and challenges posed by AI? And can Coubertin's vision, l'Education Olympique, remain relevant in the age of AI? Well, AI refers to a simulation of human intelligence in machines. This system analyzes data. It can be a lot of data, many data, and it does it much more quicker than a human by himself. It can recognize patterns and make decisions with minimal human intervention. And since the 1950s, AI has evolved dramatically, influencing industries like healthcare, like finance, and education. But still, how can it contribute to Olympic education? So in this presentation, we will explore 3 key points. First one, what are the opportunities and challenges of AI? Secondly, can AI enhance Olympic education while preserving its values? And next, how do we balance between tradition and innovation? So as we stand at the crossroad of tradition and innovation, we must explore how AI can serve as a bridge, honoring the rich legacy of Olympic education while unlocking new possibilities for its future. Coubertin saw education through sport as a way to develop character and moral values. AI, when used responsibly, can advance these same goals. AI can personalize learning, and I will show you 3 options in this lecture. It can provide immersive experiences and make Olympic education more accessible to all. Additionally, AI-powered system can introduce new ways to teach Olympic history, ethics, and values, making them more engaging and interactive than ever before. So let's take a deeper dive into each opportunity. AI allows us to create personalized learning experiences, adapting content to each student's strengths and needs. And this resonates with Coubertin's idea that education must prepare the next generation. We need to adapt for the change. AI can act like a modern teacher, guiding each learner toward the Olympic values in a personal and dynamic way. You probably heard about the phrase like virtual reality or gamification, and AI simulation allows students experience Olympic values like respect and excellence firsthand. So just imagine, instead of simply reading about ethics or fair play, students can live them, stepping into the shoes of an athlete, facing real ethical dilemmas, and making tough decisions in immersive scenarios. And this brings Coubertin's idea of learning through action, not just by reading, by action to life. AI has the power to transform Olympic education from passive learning into an engaging and interactive journey. Coubertin believed that education should be for everyone, not just for the elites. And AI can help realize this dream by breaking barriers, ensuring that students in rural areas have access to the same quality of learning as those in major cities. Real-time translation and AI-powered accessibility tools can help make Olympic education truly global, equal for all, and inclusive. Imagining visiting an Olympic museum where the exhibits adapt to your interests, and AI tutor that answers your question in real time about fair play, or an AI-generated interactive documentary that immerses students in Olympic history. So AI can create a living, breathing Olympic educational experience, accessible, interactive, and deeply engaging. Coubertin once says, Olympism refused to catalog knowledge into isolated categories. And in the same spirit, AI enables holistic learning journeys that connect ideas, values, and experiences, offering students a richer and more interconnected understanding of Olympism. But let's flip the coin and look at the challenges. If used irresponsibly, it could undermine the very values that Olympic education seeks to promote. So what are the key risks we must address? Loss of human interaction, the risk of replacing interpersonal relationship with automated learning, with the machines. Ethical concerns, bias and data privacy. And commercializations and digital divide, risk of depending on education divide in AI. If it's a driven, education becomes by pay, like if only for the rich. So let's dive into each challenge and understand the risks involved. One risk is losing the human heart of education by replacing interpersonal relationship with automated learning. So Olympic values like friendship, solidarity are nurtured through real human connections, not through machines. And AI should enhance educators' work, but not and can't replace it. Balance between human mentorship and AI support is crucial. Coubertin emphasized the importance of shared experiences, and we must ensure that AI doesn't diminish the role of personal mentorship in Olympic education. Direct human connections remains essential for fostering ethical and emotional development. AI must be designed and implemented responsibly. If built on biased data, AI-powered education could unintentionally reinforce inequalities and social divisions. We must also safeguard student data to ensure that AI serves learners ethically and fairly. And a truly Olympic approach to AI means promoting fairness, inclusion, and social responsibility, values at the very core of Olympism. So to protect the humanistic spirit of Olympic education, we must prioritize data privacy, transparency, and algorithmic fairness at every stage of AI integration. There is a real concern that AI-driven education could become a privilege of the wealthy, deepening existing inequalities. Pierre de Coubertin cautioned against the commercialization of sport, and we must extend that warning to Olympic education. AI should be a tool that serves as a ladder for all, not a gatekeeper for a select few. So Olympic education must remain free and accessible to everyone, staying true to Coubertin's vision of sports and education as a tool for human progress. Coubertin saw Olympism as evolving with society, and today AI can be part of that evolution. It's not about replacing human values, but reinforcing them. First, learning must stay human-centered. AI can support educators, but the core mentorship, ethical reasoning, and character building must remain human-led. Second, we need to ensure AI reflects Olympic values like fairness, respect, and inclusion. Responsible design is key to building trust and avoiding bias. And finally, AI can expand access to Olympic education across language and regions, but only if we involve communities and design with equity in mind. So AI should serve Olympism, not undermine it. Before we moved on, I'd like to share with you a short video that shows how the IOC AI agenda was put into action at the Paris 2024 Games. You will see innovative use of AI from enhancing athletes' training and injury prevention to more accurate judging, athlete protections, improved insecurity, and greater accessibility. The focus is on combining tradition with innovation while ensuring responsible and ethical use of technology. So I will put the video. And if there is any problem with the sound, let me know.
This AI agenda is the third strategy put forward under the leadership of International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach. It follows Olympic Agenda 2020 and Olympic Agenda 2020 plus 5. The IOC has big plans for AI, envisioning a future where it plays a vital role in global sports accessibility, aligning with their mission for solidarity and inclusivity. Paris 2024 showcases how AI can enhance athletes' lives, including through access to world-class coaching, personalized training, injury prevention, and improved judging accuracy. AI can also handle data analysis, allowing coaches to focus on the human aspect of training. Artificial intelligence has been used in Olympic judging since Pyeongchang 2018 and will play a crucial role in Paris 2024. It provides additional information for more accurate scoring and carries out real-time analysis to help judges better understand performances. Additionally, AI will help protect athletes from online abuse and offer suggestions for personalized equipment, driving innovation in sports gear. One useful application: Paris equips video surveillance with AI to help detect suspicious activity and identify potential threats. While all these AI innovations bring huge benefits to the sports even, some civil rights groups are concerned about the implications for privacy and civil liberties. However, the IOC says it recognizes the need for responsible implementation of the technology and will continue to mitigate risks associated with the use of AI.
So I hope you enjoy this video that show you how tradition and technology came together on the world's biggest stage, but the video highlights the many ways AI is transforming the Olympic movement. But as we look closer at the Olympic AI agenda, there is one big gap we need to talk about, which is education is missing. While the Olympic AI agenda includes important goals around performance, innovation, and operations, it barely mentioned education. And only once, if you take the AI agenda and read it, you will see that only once in the context of breaking down barriers to using AI, not in terms of integrated education into Olympic values. In fact, the term Olympic education doesn't appear at all in the AI agenda, in the IOC AI agenda. And this is a serious gap, because if we are planning the future of AI in sport, how can we ignore the role of education and in shaping values, character, and global understanding? Coubertin saw education as the heart of Olympism. So if we leave it out of the AI agenda, we risk losing the very foundation of the Olympic spirit. So the International Pierre de Coubertin Committee is planning a meaningful steps to bridge this gap. One of our main initiatives will be to support the global network of Coubertin schools through dedicated workshop for teachers. We already start with one lecture like we do today, 2 days ago with the teacher of the Coubertin schools. And the next step will be workshops that are intended to guide and empower educators to integrate AI responsibly into value-based Olympic education, ensuring that technology enhance, not replace, the human and ethical core of learning. In addition, the CIPC also planned to use AI to make Coubertin's writing more accessible, personalized learning, and create content for diverse culture, helping share Olympic values worldwide. So all these efforts aim to keep Coubertin's vision alive in the digital age. So now, as we look to the path forward, let's remember these key ideas. First one, AI is not here to replace educators, but to empower them. When used thoughtfully, AI becomes a tool that supports and enhances human teaching, not a replacing for them. Second, it's essential that we develop AI responsibly, always aligning it with ethical foundation and values of Olympism. We must ensure that innovation is inclusive, making Olympic education more accessible to all, rather than creating new barriers. And above all, this is the most important thing, I think, we must keep human connection at the center of everything we do, even as we embrace new technologies. So if we integrate AI wisely, Olympic education will continue to inspire and unite future generations, just as Coubertin envisioned over a century ago. And it's not just about the technology, but about how we use it and the values we choose to uphold. Coubertin's vision of Olympism was never meant to be frozen in time. He believed in education that evolves, adapts, and responds to new realities. And today, AI is a major part of our reality. And instead of seeing it as a threat, we can view it as a tool to help bring Coubertin's values to life in new and exciting ways. Bach also stated, we want to set the course for the AI future of sport with responsible leadership by embracing the change while preserving the Olympic values. And this is exactly what Olympic education must do. It's not about choosing between tradition or innovation. It's about using technology to amplify what matters most: respect, excellence, and human connection, the friendship. Olympic education doesn't need to stay in the past. It can grow with the times without losing its heart. So before we conclude, I'd just like to give you two examples. I told you about the personalized learning. So the first one is something that you are very familiar with. It's like me giving a lecture to you as an audience. But just imagine a student that maybe a little difficult for him to sit and to listen to a lecture, and he find that visual more easy for him to learn. So I will give you now an example of a short video that was generated by AI, and actually we summarized everything that I spoke with you till now. So it's the same content, it's the same thing that I was speaking now, but you will see it as a video. And this is a AI generated video. Second.
Imagine a world where Olympic education is tailored to each learner's pace and style. AI can make this a reality, offering personalized experiences that adapt to individual needs, ensuring every student thrives. AI-powered platforms can democratize Olympic education, breaking down barriers and making it accessible to a global audience. This inclusivity ensures that Olympic values reach every corner of the world. While AI offers many benefits, it risks diminishing human interaction, a crucial element in transmitting Olympic values. We must ensure technology complements, not replaces, personal connections. Ethical concerns such as data privacy and algorithmic bias must be addressed. Without careful management, commercial interests could overshadow the educational goals of Olympic education. AI should enhance, not replace, human educators in Olympic education. By aligning AI tools with Olympic values, we can promote fairness and inclusivity, ensuring technology serves our ethical mission. AI can expand access to Olympic education, making it universally available. By embracing AI, we can ensure that Coubertin's vision remains relevant in the digital age. AI should be harnessed to further Olympism's ethical mission. Preserving human interaction and ethical values is crucial in AI integration, ensuring technology serves humanity. By responsibly integrating AI, we can inspire future generations, continuing Coubertin's legacy. Let's embrace AI as a tool for progress, ensuring Olympic education remains a beacon of hope and unity.
So this was one example. And now I will show you another example. Like if there is a student that is also a little bit difficult for him to listen to a lecture or to look as a visual on a video, and maybe he prefer to run or walk on the beach and listen to a podcast. So I used AI generator for a podcast. It's a long podcast, it's like 15 minutes, so I will give you just a taste of 2 minutes to hear. I asked that there will be two people that discuss the same content. You will hear a voice of a female and a voice of a male. They are laughing, they are talking, they're asking questions, but at the end, the same content is delivered in a different way. So let's just give you as an example, so you can hear it. 1 second.
Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. And today we're going to be looking at something I think is super interesting, which is Olympic education.
Okay.
And specifically how this is going to be impacted by artificial intelligence.
Oh, wow.
And we've got two kind of sources here.
Right.
And, you know, most people, when they think about the Olympics, they think about, you know, sports.
Yeah, the athletes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Pierre de Coubertin who founded the modern Olympics.
Right.
He had this much broader vision.
Right. And I think that gets lost sometimes.
Yeah.
People think just, athletic training, but it's much more than that.
It's about character development. It's about values like excellence and respect. And it's about using sport to build international understanding.
That's right. Using it as a tool to bring people together.
Exactly. And so when we bring AI into this, how does that impact this vision?
Right. Well, one of the things that the source suggests is that AI could actually be used to tailor Olympic education to each individual, making it more effective and accessible.
So rather than having a kind of one-size-fits-all approach to Olympic education,
yeah, exactly,
you could use AI to analyze a student's, learning style, their background, and create this truly personalized experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And, imagine a world where a young athlete in a rural community could have access to the same quality of Olympic education as someone in a big city.
Wow.
All thanks to AI.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes back to what Coubertin was saying, about education,
right?
Which is, it should be individualized. Each person should develop according to their own strengths and their abilities.
Yeah, and AI could really make that possible on a scale that we've never seen before.
But then, on the flip side...
Okay, so this was just a short example. The podcast is going on and on 15 minutes. And it was just another example how we can deliver the same content in different and engaging ways. And of course, there are many possibilities outside. And in the workshop, I'm demonstrating few tools that you can use in your daily work with students at school that can make your work much more quicker and easier to prepare. So in every innovation, let us remember the heart of the Olympic spirit. Human connection and excellence. This dual commitment to progress and to principles can guide the responsible integration of AI in Olympic education, ensuring that Coubertin's vision not only survives but thrives in the era of AI. So you're more than welcome to follow the International Pierre de Coubertin Committee on LinkedIn and visit our website to enjoy our activities, updates, and professional resources there. And thank you for your time, and I look forward to your thoughts and questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hila, for your inspiring presentation. We appreciate very much you sharing your knowledge, your experience, and the new announcements that you made, and of course your commitment to Olympic education. We are going to open the floor for some questions. Ahora abrimos espacio para algunas preguntas, y mientras se preparan algunas voy a empezar con la primera. I will ask the first question to you, Hila. You clearly explained how artificial intelligence can serve the principles and legacy of Pierre de Coubertin. However, a natural as well as an hypothetical question comes to mind. If Coubertin were alive today, what do you think would be his reaction to modern Olympic Games, to technology, to the Olympic values educational program, to the Olympic agendas, and what would be his recommendations regarding the use of artificial intelligence while preserving the humanistic ideals at the core of Olympic education?
So I think in my lecture already you can find my answer, but it's all, of course, it's my idea and my thoughts, what he would think. But of course, when we talk about AI in regards, especially in regards to physical education and Olympic values and be active in life, it's like a threat of not being active. And we looked on the risk that AI can bring. But as I mentioned, if we use it responsibly and use it only to empower our work, like making get more ideas and then making the personalized learning for each student, and also make it more accessible, then we make it the Olympism on the way to deliver it much, much better and efficient. And I think in regards the IOC AI agenda, it probably will be disappointed, because as I mentioned, there is nothing about Olympic education. And because Coubertin thought in Olympism, the main thing was education, and only later on the Olympic Games and the how to prevent injury and how to judge and the all the competitions was only the second thing. I think that would be him very much disappointed. But I think we, in our role in the International Pierre de Coubertin Committee and the educators, need to make it, to fix it, and to try now to not to be afraid to use AI, but to use it more responsibly and thoughtfully. So, but this is my idea. And maybe if we ask Nelson, maybe we'll have some other idea, or any other here.
Yeah, let's go to Nelson and then to Christian. They have questions.
Thank you very much, Carlos. Hila, what a pleasure to watch your presentation, because last Tuesday I was only in the end of the presentation. I couldn't attend. So, but in the end of the event last Tuesday, I heard a commentary from a teacher from Greece. And he said that AI poses an even greater challenge when physical education teachers struggle to provide concrete movement experience. So how do you view this concern?
If I understand right, is meaning about the to be more active and to move, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what I was trying to explain that time is that I look on AI on another point of view. It's not to give the student to use AI and just to be in front of the computer and not to be active. There are many AI tools. So first of all, also for being active, there is some AI tools that you can be in front of the computer, and the teacher tells you which move to do and how to do it, and the AI, through your movement, make the sign and can give you immediate feedback that if you did the movement right or wrong, maybe you need to do it differently. So this how to be more active. But when I'm talking about the educators, it's not about the student to be active. It's about the educator to deliver the content in different and engaging ways. It's a very good tool to prepare the training and the session for the students. Like if you know, it's when you work with AI, it's like talking with the computer, and it's a technique that you need to learn. By as much as you use it more, then you learn how to ask the questions in order to get the right answers. So for example, for tomorrow I need to go to the school and to prepare a lesson, how to make a high jump, or how to play basketball, to show the students. And they are boys only, and they are 8 years old, for example. So I can prepare my session by using AI tools and by telling the computer, well, this is my target group. I have 1 hour. In this school, I have 30 boys in this class, and I have only 2 basketball. Or I have only 3 mats. What is your recommendation how to prepare this class? And I also want to integrate in this session to teach them about fair play. So you need to know how to deliver your needs. Then the AI will give you some examples. It can help you to make the session. It can make you to which question to ask during this session and how to bring them through basketball or through high jump, and also to teach the fair play values. So the use of AI can give and help. And maybe at the end of each session, the AI also will generate for you a podcast or a video that if one student was not able to be in this session because he was ill, he didn't come to the school that day, still he can get this content by visual or just by listening to a podcast. So this is what I meant in personalized learning for the educator as a tool. Of course, I also mentioned the virtual reality and the gamification and also the museum. If you remember, I think it was a year or 2 years ago when you made a virtual museum.
Exactly.
It become more and more developed in a way that they can go in this virtual museum and ask questions and get answers in a real time. Or even when we speak about AI, we also speak about this modern watch, yes, that it can get all the data from your running or from your activity, and then you can analyze it. It's also an AI. So it's not only about just watching a computer and not to be active. It's to be active, but it gives also the educator a way to evaluate your quality of activity, because he can get a lot of data from each student activity. How much he really put efforts in his running. Can he make more efforts? Maybe this student didn't make the maximum efforts. And with those data, if the educators know to use the deliver of each content will be much more effective. I hope this answers your question.
Thank you very much, Hila.
Thank you, Hila. Before moving on to Christian's question, I would like to welcome the presidents of the Pierre de Coubertin committees in Uruguay, Maestro Héctor Horacio Henry, in Costa Rica, Laura Moreira, en Perú, Álvaro Díaz, y en México, Carlos Hernández. Y ya que se nos unió Daniel, quería cederle la palabra por un segundo para que presente su saludo oficial como representante del Comité Internacional Pierre de Coubertin en Latinoamérica. Daniel, muy buenas tardes para ti.
Hola amigos, buenas tardes. Hello, Hila. Nice to see you.
Hello.
It's a
Hello,
great pleasure.
Daniel.
3 thank yous for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for accept the invitation. Thank you for your presentation. And thank you to share with us the Olympic Day celebration in this way. I'm sorry, but I'm just in a scale, getting back home from a week working in Portugal. Le decía a Gila que le agradezco mucho la participación. Le di 3 gracias, una por participar y aceptar la invitación, segundo por presentarnos nuestro trabajo y tercero y fundamental por permitirnos estar en esta nueva intensidad de trabajo que nos presenta la inteligencia artificial, al margen de que retrasé en comunicarme porque estoy en una escala de mi vuelta a casa después de una semana de trabajo en Portugal. So it's a great pleasure for us to have you with us, to share, to compare an activity as a really friends in terms of Olympism, and I give you a very, very big hug. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias, Daniel. Cristian, discúlpame la interrupción. Adelante, por favor, con la pregunta.
Well, thank you, Carlos. And Hila, first, I would like to thank you and congratulate on your lecture. And I found it truly interesting on how you introduced AI as something that adds values and emphasizing the need for a balance between what technology can achieve and what only human interaction can provide. So it's very, very important in this regard. In some parts of the presentation, I could clearly see those examples of AI and other technologies, especially in high performance settings and in regions with has more financial resources, which teachers can explore with their students and so on. However, my question is in the opposite way. You mentioned in some sentence during your lecture about technology must serve all and not few. And you also mentioned other keywords for me like inclusivity and accessibility. And well, so in your opinion, what are the ways that AI can also reach more vulnerable communities and not only this public that I mentioned in my introduction? Thank you.
So regarding the inclusivity and to be access for all, it's like just imagine somebody in Africa and someone in Europe and someone in Australia, and we want to deliver the same content. And also today, like we are doing this Zoom meeting, we can gather everyone. Now we have, I think Maria is translating behind the scene. I can hear her, but she's translating. But there are some AI tools that are already translated in a real time. While I'm speaking, you will see the words below the screen. And if someone from English speaker countries make a great session, he can just deliver it to his friends in Latin America that need it in Portuguese or in Spanish, and it's immediately can translate everything. So it's make everything more quicker and efficient. I was worrying, and that is a risk that I said, we need to keep the way that it will be for all, accessible for all, because still I know and I'm aware of that some region in the world has no access to internet or has no way to have computer. And this is something we as a citizen need to make sure that everybody can get to this tool and everybody can use this tool in order to make it accessible, and not only, as I mentioned, for the rich, those or for the elites that has this computer and internet. And I think it can also maybe answer Lina Marcela asked you a question in the chat. Do you believe that artificial intelligence can help personalize the teaching of Olympic values by adapting it to the culture and social realities of each student or country? Would it be available? So this is another question of being for all, because we always say that Olympic values can be a global things for everyone, but still in each country, we need to do some adaptation according to the language, according to for traditional differences. And for example, if I want to teach values like excellence, and I want to use some games, I might use some songs or some plays and games that in my country children are usually knows and used. But in other countries, there are different songs, there are different stories, there are different traditions, and there are different games. And by using AI, as I said, you need to know how to ask and how to speak to this machine in order to get the exact things that you want. And the phrase is prompt. Prompt is the way that you ask something for the computer. So as I gave you before an example, like you need to give who is the target audience, what's the language, which tools you have in your schools that you can use. You can also say, okay, I'm living Colombia. We have some traditional games and I want to use it in order to teach excellence. Can you help me using this tradition in order to do that? He will give you an answer according to your prompt that you will give him to give you the right answer. So it's totally is available already, and it can adapt to culture, to social related, and to each country. That make it more accessible and fits for all.
Thank you,
Okay.
Hila, and thank you, Lina, for your question. Now let's move on to Daniel again. Daniel.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Hila, again for the answers. I'm gonna, if you allow me, I want to make the question and then I want to translate to my people that only speak in Spanish or even in Portuguese. The first one.
Daniel, no necesitas
perdón.
traducirlo porque hay una traductora.
Ah, perdón. Esto me pasa por estar de viaje. Perdón,
En
disculpa.
inglés.
Oh,
En
perdón.
inglés.
I'm sorry.
Pero si la formulas en inglés está bien.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you. The first one is maybe different kind of human activities have special characteristics around the activity. One of this one is education. Maybe the mechanics can have precise data about the function. For example, cybernetics is just only dealing with information. The students and the teacher should have another kind of contact. This is absolutely human contact. So how can I feel the really need to use IA if I really need to have special contact with the world and how is living the student and his family? This is the first part. And the second one, you know that someone, for example, a few days ago, something said me about Pierre de Coubertin was according with Adolf Hitler. Just into making, it was happened really. It happened really the proportion. He was according because they were the reason because they had the Olympic Games in Berlin 1936. And my answer, it was no, wait a minute. In 1936, Pierre de Coubertin was not the president of the IOC. He has resigned in 125. This is the reason because you are trying to make a negative image of a person. Do you think is any way to try to put a good filter about this one? Because if you want, you can make, for example, a video by IA giving a hug between Hitler and Pierre de Coubertin. And as we know, it's false. It's not really. It's really out of the reality. How can we imagine a kind of system to put clear about the ideas? There are clear for us, but they are not clear for everyone in the world, and not clear even for the physical education professor.
So thank you, Daniel, for these two questions. I think the second one is not too much related to AI, but I will try to answer how can we use AI in order to do that. But the first one is, as I mentioned a few times in my lecture, the human connection must be and stay at the center of Olympic education. It's not about replacing educators. Educators still needs to be in the field, still needs to have the contact. The physical education, by its nature, needs this connection, the friendship and solidarity. You can't do it behind the scene, behind sitting the computer. You can't do that. You need this connection. But you can use the AI tool to empower it. In few ways, it can help the educators to prepare the training that they will go tomorrow to the field and do it in the field. You can use AI to collect data in the field and then go to an AI tool to analyze it much more quickly, because AI can do a lot of analyze automatically with many data. And it will take the AI like 2 minutes to do that, while if you need to do it by yourself, it's with Excel sheets, it might take you 1 week. So it just makes your work much more easier. Also, I believe, as we have today, virtual reality and some other tools that are now developing, that you might find yourself in the field while students will play football and will have some AI like watch, like something that will be on their eyes or maybe on the body, that will measure things and can give them even instruction what to do, and will record their activity, and after they can see on the screen and with the teacher to sit together and look what they did good and what they need to improve. So it's not about taking the activities out, and it's not about taking the human connection between them. This is exactly what I really agree with you, totally agree with you, that the heart of education is the human connection, and it can't be replaced, not by AI and not by any other technology. But we just need to be very smart how to use it in order to make it more efficient and more good, better for all. For your second question, if I try to connect it to the AI, this is something in regards the risks. I spoke about 3 main risks that I thought that they are the main. One of them was bias and of the data. And there is a real concern now that you can take a picture of somebody and make a video and give in his mouth words that he never say. And it's like a fake and lie video. It can be a fake picture. And this can be a propaganda for good or for bad things. And it's our mission to keep, and this also some of the risks that we need to keep, that there will not be a use of the AI that is even sometimes criminal, like faking news, like faking pictures, faking videos that are made by AI, but they are not real. So if I try to connect it to your questions, maybe we can use the AI to make a good stories about Pierre de Coubertin, and to show how he was not like somebody else said. And I think one of the main things that you can speak about Coubertin is, I also heard some criticism of Pierre de Coubertin, because in that time, he didn't allow women to participate in the games, right? Women were not allowed to participate. So we can say he was chauvinist, or he didn't want them to play in the Olympic Games, or he was against women. But we also said, on the other hand, that he was really promoting to adapt to reality. And he didn't think that the Olympism needs to stay in his place, but he needs to develop with the time. And at the end, of course, women participated in the activity. So also with AI, I think he would agree that we can't ignore it. We need to find a way to use it enough smart that we use its opportunity and not and eliminate the risks that it can bring with. This is my idea again.
Thank you, Hila. Thank you, Daniel, for your questions. I don't see any more hands up. If that's the case, I will suggest to, Hector, go ahead. You are mute. Hector, estás, micrófono apagado, Hector. Okay.
Now you can hear me?
Yes, Hector, go ahead.
Well, it is a pleasure to note this member to me, David Oath. I sent our great team from Uruguay. Thank for all. It was very interesting, your conference, and we tried to applicate your information. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hector. Now, if there are no more questions, I would like to invite everybody to turn on their camera so we can take the official event picture.
All right.
So we are missing Elba and Elba. Alvaro, if you can turn on your camera, we will take the group
Roberto
picture.
also.
And Roberto, where is Roberto?
Roberto
Yes.
from Costa Rica.
Oh, yes. It seems like they are not with us. Okay, now I would like to move to the last part. Again, thanking Hila for joining us today, but I would like to invite you to stay with us for the last part. I will pass now the torch to Nelson, somebody who knows a lot about torches, and to present, to make a very special presentation. So Nelson, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Carlos. And I will speak in Spanish. Hila, just to let you know, because you will know about this news, because you communicated about that in our newsletter and Pierre de Coubertin social media. Is about the book that we launched this week, okay? But to be more informal and more directly, I will present it in Spanish, if you don't mind, okay? Amigos, finalmente, después de una espera larga, ¿no? Tuvimos una nueva publicación en nombre del Centro Latinoamericano de Estudios Coubertinianos. Y bueno, quería presentarles, estaba en nuestra website de Pierre de Coubertin, Comité Brasileño Pierre de Coubertin, y también la noticia estaba en la página web del centro. Pero para bajarlo, todavía en este momento solo a través del Comité Brasileño Pierre de Coubertin. Y quería un poco primero agradecer a mis estudiantes, mis compañeros del centro, del Comité Brasileño Pierre de Coubertin, Cristian y Juliana, que me ayudaran en todo el proceso de edición, que salió a través de la editora de Bianca Pena, que es también miembro del Comité Brasileño de Pierre de Coubertin. Y la idea surgió entonces durante el evento de Uruguay, año pasado, nuestro simposio. Abro paréntesis aquí rápidamente para otra vez saludar a Héctor y todos nuestros amigos de Uruguay para el cumpleaños de vuestro comité y las actividades de esta Semana Olímpica junto al Comité Uruguayo. Y cómo es importante percibir resultados de un evento nuestro, ¿no? Del centro. Y veo las consecuencias aquí, por ejemplo, a través de ese libro y las actividades que dirigieron esta semana. Y rápidamente, para que no tome mucho más tiempo de vosotros, presentar agradecimientos a nuestro presidente del Comité Internacional, Pierre Coubertin, Stefan Vasson, que hizo el prefacio, la presentación de Daniel de la Cueva y el texto que Jean Dury había preparado para nuestro simposio en Uruguay está completo aquí, y es justo el primer texto del libro. Entonces también yo agradezco a Cecilia, Clemencia de Colombia, Daniel Carlos Villegas,
Ajá.
también resultado de la presentación que hizo él durante el evento en Uruguay, a Eduardo Restepro, a Francisco Iglesias de la Escuela del Deporte con el Corazón, nuestro compañero de actividades, Laura León y mi amigo Fernando Fontoura por esta, creo que primera de muchas ediciones que esperamos hacer del mosaico cobertiniano. La idea de mosaico es justo como si fuera un ¿cómo es? Rompecabezas, ¿cómo dicen ustedes en español?
Está bien, está bien.
Rompecabezas.
Sí,
Sí.
Sí,
y una manera también un
Jigsaw puzzle.
rompecabezas, sí, pero un mosaico también, porque va juntando pequeños pedazos, piezas y juntos hablan del tema que nos apasiona, que es Pierre de Coubertin, desde diferentes perspectivas. Así que sé que hay muchas ediciones que vendrán, creo que anualmente. Ya hay materiales listos para la próxima edición, el próximo año, juntando también materiales de los simposios Pierre de Coubertin anteriores, de las ediciones de Mens Fervida anteriores. Y bueno, hay muchas cosas para producir, publicar, compartir y celebrar en nombre de nuestro centro y de nuestras actividades cobertinianas alrededor de América Latina y del mundo. Carlos Villegas, muchas gracias por el espacio y te doy otra vez la palabra.
Muchas gracias, Nelson. Creo que con esto entonces llegamos al final de nuestro Mens Fervida 15, no sin antes agradecerle nuevamente a Gila. Gila, thanks a lot very, very, very much. We know that it's almost midnight for you, so we appreciate it very, very much to join us today. And I pass to Daniel to close this session before he misses the plane. So Daniel, please close the session for us.
Hila, thank you for being with us. This is the way that you can share what we feel when you organize something. So you are right now in our shoes. Thank you very much for everything. It's a very nice and very high level presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It
You
was my pleasure. My pleasure.
in the name of Olympism. La segunda parte va a ser para, perdón, para agradecer justamente a Nelson y el equipo de trabajo la presentación del mosaico cubertiniano. Yo entiendo que cuando alguien tiene un logro, que lo asume como personal, esto se multiplica cuando lo puede compartir con otros. Cuando alguien tiene un proyecto que se hace realidad, es fantástico. Así que muchas gracias a todos, un abrazo grande y hasta muy pronto.